Good morning, Stingrays. Well, this is a little bit different on a Monday morning. So, obviously, we are now home learning for the next 2 weeks. So, you will get the privilege of having videos with your learning on for English and maths. So, let's start off with today's English work. So, yes, we are still looking at wonder, and it's such a shame because you've done so well with your drafts for your formal letter so far. So you're really going to have to try and think back to what you've written in your books, because by the end of this week you will be publishing your formal letter to Mr. Tushman. So today then you are going to be able to give evidence when you are writing a main point. So obviously in our letter we are going to provide lots of different points to Mr. Tushman, but we can't just say I hit Julian. We've got to go into more detail and we've got to provide evidence to support that main point. So I've got a couple of questions there. So what is evidence and why do we need to include evidence in our letter? So you can pause this video here, have about a couple of minutes just to think about your ideas if you want to write them down or type them down if you've got a laptop, or put them on a note on your phone or anything, that's fine. And then you can always come back to that later on in your lesson if you are struggling to think about why you need to include evidence. Okay, our main vocabulary as always. So again here, this is time for you to just stop and think now about what we know so far about the story Wonder. So go right back to the very beginning. So before you wrote your diary entries, very start of the text, what do you know? And I know that we have missed quite a bit out. However, you've caught up really, really well. And I think we all are at the same point now where we know what's happening. So again, pause this video here and you can perhaps do a mind map of what you know so far, write bullet points or type bullet points, whatever's easiest for you. Or if you have somebody at home with you, tell them. They may never have read the story before. So give them a little bit of an insight of how wonderful this text is. Okay then, so going on to today's lesson, how can we make a point and then support it? Okay, so I have got the point here. It was unacceptable for me to strike Julian. So yeah, that's a fair point. It was unacceptable for you, Jack Will, to strike Julian. But now I need to support that point by making some supporting statements. So I have got 4 here. So my first one, it is never acceptable to strike anyone despite what they have done. Hitting breaks the clearly outlined school policy and values. My mother and father brought me up to react better than this. I should have spoken to an adult instead of punching Julian. So all of those supporting statements go back to that point of it was unacceptable for me to strike Julian. Okay, so we're now going to tie it all together. So think of a little rope and how you're going to make it all into a nice neat knot. Okay, so here is my point, and I'm just going to get the highlighter out here. So this was my point that I'm going to try and make. It was unacceptable for me to strike Julian. Now I'm going to go into more detail, so I'm going to include some of the skills that we learned about last week and tie those supporting statements all together. So I am aware that it is never acceptable to strike anyone despite what they have done. Additionally, hitting breaks the clearly outlined school policy and values. As well as the school rules, my mother and father brought me up to react better than this. Due to this, I am deeply ashamed of my actions. I should have spoken to an adult instead of punching Julian. All right, so it's, as the question says there, what effect does it have? That has a much better effect than just, it was unacceptable for me to strike Julian. You're going into more details, and it's got a question here, what have I added? You have got to strike anyone, your formal vocabulary there. We're not saying to punch anyone or to hit anyone. We are using that formal vocabulary. I am aware, again, very formal, that it is never acceptable to strike anyone despite what they have done. Additionally, so there's your fronted adverbial and also adverb. Hitting breaks the clearly outlined school policy and values. So again, you're saying that you could have put striking in there or hitting. That's absolutely fine. As well as school rules, my mother and father brought me up to react better than this. And then due to this, so another high level opener, I am deeply ashamed of my actions. I should have spoken to an adult instead of punching Julian. So that is a fantastic, just one paragraph, or not even that, a couple of lines, just to go into more detail about that point there. So let's see what we can do today then. Okay, I could have seriously hurt Julian. So this is guided. So obviously if we were in class, we would do this together. Okay, so hopefully you have come up with some ideas of your own, but I have got 3 ideas of mine. Any more that you come up with, that is brilliant, and please send them in to me via Dojo. This bit here, you don't need to write your paragraph. I just want you to do your supporting statements. So just 3 or 4 supporting statements. So I'm going to write 3, and then you can try and think of 1 or maybe 2 to do on your own. Okay then, so let's just change the colour so we know that it's guided. Okay, so I have got my point. Let's go back to the point. I could have seriously hurt Julian. Right then, so knocking out a baby tooth before it is ready to come out. Just move this. Could have caused serious damage in later life. Knocking out a baby tooth before it is ready to come out could lead, actually I'm going to change that, could lead to serious damage later in life. Okay, so obviously Julian's tooth was not meant to come out at that point. So obviously Jack Wells has hit Julian with such force that he just forced this baby tooth out. Okay, now baby teeth are meant to fall out, or if you are really brave, you might want to pull it out if it's really, really wobbly. They're not meant to be knocked out. Okay, so definitely that could have caused serious damage for his adult tooth. Maybe his adult tooth may not now grow correctly because you didn't give chance for the baby tooth to fully grow. Okay, so really think into detail about these supporting statements. Okay then, my next supporting statement that I have got is due to, let's just change this. Oh no, I don't want that there. There we go. Let's just change my text again. Here we go. Okay, so due to my adrenaline. Now, your adrenaline is a hormone inside you that if you get really, 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 really angry, sometimes your adrenaline takes over and you do things without realizing. Or in the same part, if you get very upset, your adrenaline can cause you to do things. But also if you are extremely scared or happy, exactly the same thing. So for example, I know that my adrenaline kicks in after I've been on a roller coaster. Okay, so I'm very scared to go on this roller coaster, but then after I've been on it, I'm buzzing. I'm like, yes, I've been on this roller coaster. I've had lots and lots of fun, and that's the adrenaline kicking in. So adrenaline can kick in at any time. So I'm saying that because due to my adrenaline, I did not, because it's formal, I did not know where I was punching. So he just out of pure anger, he just threw this punch, okay, not really thinking where it was. So I'm going to put that. I did not know where I was punching. and this could have been extremely serious. Now, I've used serious quite a lot of times there. So in your writing today, can you think of some synonyms for the word serious? Okay, because I know that you are all experts at looking on different websites and using different thesauruses to find the best synonyms. So try and find me some synonyms for serious. I will highlight them there and there. Okay, and the last point that I have made is the punch could have caused Julian to fall and bang his head. Something that I am deeply ashamed of. Okay, so we all know if we hurt our heads, that is quite serious. Okay, so again, I could have seriously hurt Julian. He could have caused, because the punch was so violent perhaps, or with such force, it could have caused Julian to fall and bang his head and perhaps really, really cause him concussion or anything like that. Okay, so there are my supporting statements linked to my point. If you could write me just one more, okay, especially for bronze and silver. Gold, if you can try and think of two more, that would be perfect. Okay, don't forget, you're not joining them together, you're not linking them together, not tying them together just yet. You're just writing your supporting statements. Okay, so then your independent work today is you are going to write your own supporting statements, so just like what we have just done there, but then you are going to tie them together like a paragraph or a few sentences that you could use in your publish. Okay, so the point that we have got today is I have let my parents and teachers down. Okay, so I want you to think of 3 supporting statements. So let's go for 2 for bronze. So 2 supporting statements for bronze, 3 supporting statements for silver, and 4 supporting statements for gold. Okay, so once you have written your supporting statements down, then you need to tie those together. So you need to use your fronted adverbials. You need to make sure that you are using formal vocabulary. So let's write this down. Oh dear, I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. So we want to use fronted adverbials. You want to use formal vocab. You want to use your high level openers. Try and get any subjunctive form in there. So that was if, so don't forget to think of Beyonce, if I were, yeah. Try to think of the perfect form. Okay, so that's what the work that we did on Friday. Okay, try and think about using all of those and write your supporting statements and then tie them all together. Okay, so I'll just recap. So 2 supporting statements, then tie it together for bronze, 3 supporting statements and tie it all together for silver, and 4 supporting statements and tie it all together for gold. I forgot to add on here as well, we need conjunctions. Okay, try to extend your sentences. Try to be the best that you can do today. I know it's very difficult because you may be at home, okay, but just try and do what you can. Please, please, please email your work into me on Dojo. Now, I know that most of you speak to each other on a group chat, for example. Please, could you ask all of the children on that group chat if they can download Dojo, if their parents can download Dojo, because I need to get in contact with them and I need that support. You need that support from me and I need that support from you. It's very, very lonely being at home. So I need that constant support from you, that constant communication, because that will be great. Okay? Have a super day. Please let us know. Mrs. Lawton is available as well. if you need any help or support with anything, and we are here to help you. Have a brilliant day. Take care. Bye.